Why can't family members just behave themselves during family reunions? I don't know. Hey guys, DBRI here, and today I am back with What If Bulma Became a Z Warrior? And now that we're through the original Dragon Ball series, Bulma was actually quite a big help. After being inspired by the whole Pilaf Saga, she began training with Krillin and Goku, for the World Tournament Saga, which led to her doing pretty well in the tournament, and ultimately proved to be a big help during the whole Red Ribbon Army incident. And because of her being a martial arts warrior, and actually her volunteering to go back to the tournament grounds of Krillin, Krillin was actually spared from being killed by Tambourine in this timeline, Bulma and Krillin being strong enough to take down Tambourine together. And because we had the full Dragon team there when it came time to face with Piccolo, Piccolo was faced with overwhelming odds, having to face the entire school of the Turtle Hermit, and ultimately was sealed away thanks to the Mafu Bar, which led to a nice friendly 23rd Tenkaichi Budokai, because there was no Piccolo Jr. And ultimately Goku won the championship like he does in the original, just having a friendly tournament with everybody. And, now that we have head into the 5-year time skip and Raditz has made his appearance, Bulma and Goku being married in the 5 years' time, and both Goku and Gohan getting a bit of a better education, living more at Capsule Corp than Mount Palzu being sort of like a vacation home for the new family. And now with Raditz's appearance, we now have to continue the story from where we left off. Raditz fuming on why his brother hasn't destroyed the planet, and Goku wondering just who this guy is, and Bulma is pretty close to cracking his identity. After all, black spiky hair, a tail much like Goku had, and even her own little Gohan had when he was first born. She had it removed, of course. And, so yeah. Now you can imagine that the discussion between Goku and Raditz plays off like it does with the original, and basically a fight breaks out at Kame House right then and there. "You're no brother of mine!" Huh. "Well, it looks like I'm gonna have to teach you some manners!" With Goku being quite a bit stronger than he was in the original. In fact, his power is very close to Raditz. In the last part, you might remember me mentioning that Bulma built a grav chamber. Well, yes, they would use it from time to time, training in higher gravity. Now, Goku's not freakishly strong. He's still weaker than Raditz at this point. They've only been able to train up to three times the gravity on their planet at the moment. So Goku hasn't even gotten to 10 times yet. So, yeah. Bulma got the idea back during their time on Kame's lookout, when Goku and her spent time in the Room of Spirit and Time during the training before the 23rd Tenkaichi Budokai. So she had a grav chamber built to continue the training, because she too felt the results of gravity training. It was a good idea. And luckily, it's enough power that Goku is challenging Raditz, and at first it seems Goku has quite the advantage over his brother, because after all, he can sense energy and doesn't need to wear a device on his head in order to detect people and things like that. However, Raditz does begin to turn the tides of him. There's still a bit of a power difference between them, but Bulma charges in and also begins to fight. Now Bulma, her power level is about 900, where Goku is about 1100, so only about 100 points weaker than his brother, but he's still weaker just the same. And, Raditz is beginning to have sort of second thoughts. Maybe he should have thought this through a little bit better. He's normally cautious, but after Goku said that he was no brother of his, yeah, that kind of hurt Raditz's feelings, so to speak. And he sees the little one, little Gohan, and tries to basically make a play for him, and well, Gohan's pretty good at dodging Raditz, but he does get hit with a pretty big hit later. Now Gohan has of course received training of his own. He's not he's not the pampered boy that we met in the original Dragon Ball Z. Bulma would allow Gohan to train with them. And it's not like Gohan's not going to get an education, being the son of basically the smartest woman on the planet. And well, with Goku and Bulma, having a hard time getting around Raditz, Goku is trying to get behind him to grab Raditz's tail, but yeah, Raditz is basically going all in. He's not holding back at all, and he does manage to beat the couple to the ground. And Gohan, who's beginning to come to, sees this, and well, uh-oh, Raditz, it is Rage Boost time to Gohan, which is a lot more powerful than his original counterparts, Rage Boost. Gohan was about 600 the way he is now, so with a Rage Boost, it's basically shot his power level higher to Raditz, so he gets quite a devastating hit on his evil uncle. Oh, I broke my armor! You'll pay for that, kid! He tries to charge up a double sundae to vaporize the kid, but he can't. He can't. He's been weakened too much from that one attack. And this basically forces Raditz to flee from the battle and having to regroup. And Nappa and Vegeta are just scolding him over the scouter. Nappa thinking this is hilarious. You couldn't even handle 3 people weaker than a Cyberman. Ha, this is gold. Ha, wait till Lord Frieza finds out. It's like, seriously, Raditz, you couldn't even take care of those 3? What good are you? Wait, Prince Vegeta. I'll make it up to you. I'll go back. I'll grab that kid. He's clearly the strongest one there. He'll be able to fit in the pod with me. We'll have our extra Saiyan to take on that job. So, after Raditz has recovered a bit, he does indeed spend his time trying to track Bulma and Goku and the kid down, who do not go back to Capsule Corp. Oh, no. With them being rendered unconscious by Raditz earlier on, they don't really know what happened to Raditz. They know that Gohan scared him off, and that it's possible he could have died from his wounds, but that's not the case. But they're not going to be hanging around Capsule Corp with a lot of people, that live in that city, being caught in the possible crossfire. And well, and just by some chance, Raditz is flying around. He does get glimpses of their power levels from time to time when they train. They do train some distance away from their Mount Palzu home, so Raditz can't pinpoint them. And they try and back off as best they can. And you're probably wondering what Vegeta and Nappa are doing. Well, much like in the original, they're en route to the planet as well. Huh. We can't trust you with this, Raditz. We're gonna come too. If Kakarot and his brat don't join us, then they will die. And we'll make a watch as we massacre their families. You sure know how to have fun there, Vegeta. And well, as fate would have it, one night, Gohan's tail happened to grow back, and there also happened to be a full moon. And Gohan staring at it. And Goku and Bulma are witnessing their boy transform into a great ape. Bulma! What is that thing? What's happened to our son? That is our son, Goku! He's transformed into a great ape! Great ape? Goku then finally putting 2 and 2 together, that it was him who trampled his grandfather all those years ago and smashed the World Tournament Stadium. You mean it was me that killed my grandpa? And smashed the tournament? Why didn't you tell me this? Goku, this isn't the time. We need to get Gohan under control. Now, Raditz, of course, sees Great Ape Gohan there. And, much like Gohan did, Raditz decides to look upon the full moon as well, and transforms into Great Ape Raditz. And basically, dare I say, giant monkey fight! We get a all-out battle between Great Ape Gohan and Raditz. Now, Gohan has no control of this form whatsoever. Raditz, of course, has used this form a few times before and does have quite a bit of control. And, well, as it turns out, Gohan was doing quite well battling with his uncle. After all, Raditz is holding back. He's trying not to kill the boy, because he wants to bring him back towards the Frieza Force. Yes, he'd be a much better Saiyan than that failure Kakarot who managed to lose his tail. And, well, as it turned out, Gohan got a pretty good hit on Raditz. Hey, wouldn't be the first time in this story. And, well, there was only one basic option left. Bulma and Goku basically do what Piccolo did in the original and blew up the moon. Bulma remembering that's how Jackie Chun stopped it. Last time, they couldn't exactly get close to the two transformed Saiyans and cut off their tails. Goku, we're gonna have to blow up the moon. That's the key to their power. Both of them together, Kamehameha! And the moon is destroyed. Raditz is transformed, and Raditz knows full well he's not going to be able to beat Goku, Bulma, and Gohan if they team up on him. Drat! This was my one chance to redeem myself with Vegeta and Nappa! I'm a laughingstock! They'll kill me for sure, but wait a minute. Raditz has found himself a new plan. And now that Gohan's now basically knocked out and asleep from the transformation, and Goku and Bulma are over Raditz, Goku's like, Raditz, what do you have to say for yourself this time? Just wait, brother. Hear me out. He turns off his scouter, and he's like, what? Bulma's like, what are you doing? You just told your friends where you are, aren't you? Hush now, woman. I just turned off the scouter, okay? So no one can listen in. Listen in? Who's listening in? Prince Vegeta, the Prince of all Saiyans, and Nappa, the Saiyan military commander. What? You mean there are more of you out there? Yes. Now, unless you listen to me, you'll be facing an all-out Saiyan invasion. And Raditz fills him in on his plan to basically double-cross Vegeta. Now, why would you want to double-cross Vegeta? You don't understand. He doesn't tolerate failure. I failed to bring Kakarot and his brat back into the fold. That's enough for Vegeta. Vegeta can have me killed on that basis alone. And now I failed tonight. He'd be coming to end me for sure. Well, I guess that's your problem. It's our problem. After he's dealt with me, he will kill your son. He will kill Kakarot. And then, this whole planet for wasting his time. Our only chance is if we work together. And of course, they don't really know if they can really trust Raditz. However, this is where Kami speaks to him telepathically and basically assures them that Raditz is telling the truth and that he's sincere. He has no longer any interest in grabbing Gohan or Kakarot. Right now, he just wants to survive. Well, now that the man upstairs has put in a good word for me, shall we get started, brother? And well, yes. So the three of them, including Gohan, so I guess that means four of them, would train together. And as for Nappa and Vegeta, they're still about 9 months away, something like that. So they've got to get... with Raditz' assistance with his scouter, they were able to track down the other Z Warriors and fill them in what's going on, and they start getting their training with Kami, much like they do in the original. And, as for Goku, Bulma, and Raditz and Gohan, they're training as best they can together. And Raditz is quite enjoying being the top dog at the moment. Well, at this rate, we're not going to make it. We're not getting strong enough. Kakarot, you were a power level of 2 when you were sent to this planet. How is it that you're now suddenly able to best me? You should have been a power level of 500 at best. And well, this is where Bulma basically pipes up that they've got a grav chamber room. A grav chamber room? You mean it simulates gravity? You mean there's actually a place here where I could train in gravity that's stronger than this because the gravity here is beyond a joke? Yes, that is correct, Raditz. We can use the gravity chamber. Then what are we doing standing around here? Let's go! And so, with Bulma and Goku basically training now at 10 times Earth's normal gravity, after all, Raditz has experienced 10 times gravity before, spending most of his life on planet Vegeta, and going around other worlds that have planets with similar gravities to planet Vegeta. Ha! You call yourself a Saiyan, Kakarot? Ha! This was the gravity you were born in. This should be a cakewalk for you. Ha! If only Father could see you. Yes, Raditz is enjoying this quite a bit. However, it's not long till Goku gets used to the 10 times gravity and is able to finally bridge the gap between their power, and they're training together as equal, while Bulma's basically doing the best she can, and Gohan is pretty much slowly catching up to his father and uncle as well. And soon they're able to go... By the end of the year, everyone's basically training at 20 times Earth's normal gravity. But by the end of the time, like we're talking like a couple of weeks before the Saiyans get here. And so basically this bridges, Goku's power, pretty close to what he has in this timeline in the original, if not a little bit higher. It would be higher actually if we're talking, some 20 times gravity training as well. So yeah, it would be higher, especially with having another Saiyan to spar with, Sensu Beans and the Zenkai boost. So yes, Goku would be a bit stronger than what he is in the original at this point in the story. Bulma is, her power level's about, she managed to get to about 5,000 because of the results of this training. She couldn't always take the 10 times gravity and the 20 times gravity. So she used it as best as she could whenever Raditz and Goku and Gohan weren't using it. And Gohan, also being as young as he is, he's still not quite used to it either. So he gave 10 times and 20 times a go sometimes, but not as much as, say, Raditz and Goku were, who are basically the big head hitters in this side of the story. So with that, now Nappa and Vegeta make their arrival. Meanwhile, Raditz, Goku, Gohan, and Bulma are pretty much at the same spot where Piccolo and Gohan meet them in the original. Krillin showing up, and then the rest of them forming together, and them coming face to face with their enemies in Nappa and Vegeta. And I think that's where we're going to leave things for right now. So what do you guys think? Did you enjoy this story? How are things going to go with Raditz being included? Did the gravity is the gravity training they did up until that point going to actually be enough? And if so, you know, where's this gonna lead with the Frieza Saga? All this and more next time. Don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe. And let's get this discussion going, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow for the next installment of the series. Catch you later.